Welcome back to Vidigrow! Today we're gonna learn stuff by eating stuff. Woohoo! No, Rosie, not that kind of stuff. The kind of stuff you can pick right out of the soil. It's time to pick some of our vegetables. Anybody fancy garlic bread and salad? If you don't have anything growing yet, don't worry, you can still make our feast. But you guessed it, before we get preparing, there's lots to learn about picking food and eating it. What's the story, Rosie?
When hunter-gathering humans started farming, which was very recently, the journey that food took from being picked to being eaten got much more complicated. For over 95% of our time on Earth so far, we humans have fed ourselves by foraging for fruits, vegetables and nuts in the wild, and sometimes killing animals. It was only about 12,000 years ago that people started collecting seeds and planting them. We think it's because of a big climate change that caused 1,000 years of long, cold winters in the northern hemisphere. Growing crops that could be stored over winter, grains like wheat, oats, corn or rice, helped people to survive. But we carried on farming after the cold snap. For the first time ever, people were able to stay put living in one place, instead of moving around to find food all the time. Societies got much bigger, and they also got much more unequal. Food that was harvested had to be collected and shared out, and, unlike the hunter-gatherers' fruits and vegetables, lots of this food was grain, which could be saved up for a long time without going off. This meant that powerful people had much more incentive to take more than their fair share.
It's quiz time! When humans started farming and living together in bigger groups, sharing food out got much more complicated. Thumbs up for true and thumbs down for false. True! And because we could store up our food for the first time ever, people started wanting more to stash it away.
As societies have got bigger, and we've learned how to grow more and more food, the problem of sharing it all out has only got more complicated. Today we produce enough food for all 7.5 billion people on Earth to live a healthy life, but around 1 billion people are still going hungry. So what's going on? It's not that there isn't enough food to go around, the problem is getting hold of it. Many people can't afford enough food, often the very same people that grow it all, because they're not paid fairly for the work they do. So there can be lots of food about, but not enough money to buy it. Other things stopping people get their hands on food might be war, natural disaster, or bad roads and transport. But it's often a lack of money that causes people to be affected by these things in the first place. Meanwhile, mountains of food pile up elsewhere, but very often the stuff that's easiest to get hold of, and the cheapest, is also the most unhealthy. Almost 2 billion people are overweight as a result. In this bizarre situation, nobody's a winner.
There is not enough food for everyone in the world. True or false? False! There is enough food, it's just not shared out very well at all.
By 2050, scientists predict that there will be 9 billion people on the planet, and for everyone to be fed and healthy, we need to change what happens to our food from field to fork. Lots of people argue that we just need to grow more. This will help, but it won't change the big problem of poverty and inequality. As we've seen, growing more food doesn't necessarily mean everybody gets fed, and it can create new problems like obesity. Plus, since farming the way we're going is damaging the soil, using lots of water and adding to climate change, if we keep just trying to grow more and more, we might end up not being able to grow anything. The good news is, scientists think we could feed 10 billion people just by changing what we do with our crops, rather than growing more of them. At the moment, we feed over 1/3 of the crops we grow to animals for meat. Using the same land for human food instead could feed a lot more people and be better for the environment. We could also feed a lot more people if we reduced food waste. Every year, a third of our food is either thrown away in homes or restaurants or supermarkets, or left to rot in the fields because it's not pretty enough or there's nowhere to store it. Wasting less and eating less meat could free up food for billions of people. The very important next step is making sure everyone can afford it.
Growing more food is the best way to feed more people. True or false? Depends who you ask. It could help, but according to science, it would be best to start by being smarter with what we're growing already. And your quiz prize is... It's feast time! Here's what you'll need. A big bowl, a colander, a knife and a chopping board, garlic, some old bread, lettuce or spinach, and anything else you can find lurking in a cupboard or growing in some soil. Step 1. Get your vegetables. Rosie's got some veg ready to pick. Oh, hi, Pup. If you don't have anything growing, it's not too late to try. Or pop down the shop, we won't tell. There's nothing in there yet. Right, let's get picking. First stop, courgette. Oh, see that big one there? Give it a twist. There you go. Juicy courgette. Oh, and another one there. Little courgette flower. There's some carrots. They won't be ready till later on. What a little baby courgette. Any more on this plant over here? Oh, have a look there. You can see another little baby one. They grow under the female flower. Spinach! Pick some leaves, lots of leaves to make our lovely salad. Le mange too. Pop those leaves away first. And let's see what we've got here. Tommy tomatoes. Ah! You found one! Well done, Rosie. And another. They're very tricky to spot. Any more? Any more for any more? Any more? Oh, I can see one. You missed one, Rosie. Oh, here's one. And another one. Little babies. You won't pick them yet. And some more, and some more. Check out that crazy curly tangle. Right, I think that's a lot. Oh, Rosie's beans, they haven't appeared yet. Pop our munch 2 in the colander. Happy days! What do you reckon, Pop? Shall we pop a cheeky flower in? So this is the lady flower. We can't pick that because that's where the courgette grows. But the male flower doesn't have a courgette at the bottom. And you can eat them. So we'll just twist that one off and pop it in our salad. Wash it all off very, very thoroughly. And very, very importantly, wash your hands. Step 2, salad time. Grab your chopping board and your knife and choppity chop chop. Please be very, very careful with your fingers. Look how Rosie's are pointing right down, not outwards, so she can't chop them off. Now get rid of all that water and pop your spinach in the bowl nice and beautifully. And le mange two. Oh, and the flour. Oh, lovely. Courgettes round in a circle. Beautiful. Oh, and some cheeky tomatoes from the fridge. Step 3, it's garlic bread time. Grab a garlic clove. Rosie doesn't have any growing because she moved house recently, and garlic is one of the few things you have to plant in the autumn. You just pop one of these cloves in the ground around October time, and by spring That little green shoot is almost as tall as you, and the little clove has turned into a whole great garlic underground. And as you'll know from our last video, garlic is great for keeping the pests away. Can you remember why? Anyway, grab some old stale bread, toast it, peel your garlic clove, then scrub it all over. And smell that lovely garlicky air. Spread a bit of butter on, chop it up nicely and carefully. Then arrange it all nicely on your salad. And the final step, prepare some entertainment. Write a speech, or a story, or make a video, or have a debate. All about how you think the world could be fed in a way that's better for people and the environment. You could look back at Rosie's story today and pick out some important points, and you could look back at all of Rosie's stories in our other sessions too. Since food is what keeps us all alive, how we grow it and share it out are about the most important things ever. The food system isn't working right now for people or the environment, or cows and many other creatures. And now that you are the experts, the most important thing you can do is share everything you've learned. Get an adult to share your work online, send it to us on vidigrow@gmail.com. We like to send prizes back. And you could even write to your local Member of Parliament, or to the Secretary of State at the Department for Environment, Food and Rural Affairs. What have we got to lose? The changes we need are pretty big, and we need all the help we can get. Don't let anyone tell you this is just the way things are. What's going on now is very new in human history, even in farming history. There's absolutely no reason why we can't change things. The survival of humans and cows depends on it, and a lot of other creatures too. So keep up your excellent work. We've loved gardening with you this year. Give yourselves a pat on the back. Give yourselves a shake. Have a super duper summer holiday, and we'll see you in September for some seed-saving magic. It's got ferny leaves. It's got lots of shoots poking out the ground. It's a carrot! What's this one? Any ideas? No, doggy. What's inside?